everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lacquer Lover and this is the video tutorial of my Extraordinary Attorney Woo nail art design, so let's get started. First off, I applied base coat, and this is to protect your natural nails. I use peel off base coat so that I can preserve the designs after removal. Next, I painted my index nail a light blue, my middle fingernail a medium periwinkle, my ring fingernail a neon sky blue, and my pinky and thumbnails a light pastel yellow. Again, with these Korean drama nail art tutorials, they're kind of excuses for me to talk about the drama since I don't have too many instances where I can bring them up on this channel, but I'll just give you guys a quick synopsis that I found online for this drama. Extraordinary Attorney Woo tells the story of Uyoung-woo, played by Eun-bin. Attorney Woo has eidetic memory that makes her a brilliant lawyer, as she is able to recall laws to refute the opposing lawyers' claims and build strong arguments to support her cases. Now, this drama had a lot of different themes, but overall I really like how they treated the topic of autism. I don't know too much about autism, but I do feel like I learned a lot. And while autism is a big part of Uyoung-woo's life and the story unfolding before the viewer's eyes, it wasn't a defining characteristic. I do feel like they just treated her as any old character and just showed her growth, which I thought was really good. At the end of the day, it is kind of a growth drama, and you following along and learning and growing with Uyoung-woo as well as her colleagues. So in that way, I think it was a very wholesome drama and one that you can just learn so much from, not just about autism, but about working, about society, and just living. Now, Uyoung-woo is the titular character, but everyone did an amazing job. I did like pretty much all the characters. I really liked Lee-Juno, of course, from his introduction to, of course, how much he cared for Uyoung-woo throughout the series, and just how much he helped her to grow and realize certain things like how she deserves to be loved and what love is, especially when it's a more private matter that can be decided between two people, kind of not listening to what society says or wants them to do. But yeah, I think Lee-Juno was a really well-written character, almost too well-written to the fact that he felt fantastical, like he just does not exist in real life. But I think he's the perfect partner for Uyoung-woo, and I mean, it is fictional after all at the end of the day, so I get it and I understand his role in Uyoung-woo's story and her life. I think he's just a really good support system for her, and he's helping her navigate life at a major law firm and in society overall. I like how his main line is 섭섭한데요, which means I'm disappointed, and I think that line just shows like pent-up frustration. That's probably not the right word, but he has a lot of things he wants to express and say to Uyoung-woo, but at the same time he doesn't want to overdo it or scare her or anything like that, because she is new to these emotions of falling in love and just again navigating life and society. So he tries to say things in the nicest way possible, and of course he feels a grave sense of responsibility because it's his first time dating someone with a disability, and there's just a big responsibility, and he doesn't want to take anything for granted or too lightly. And you definitely see him struggle with his whole dilemma of pursuing her in the beginning of the series, and I think that's really important, and it just shows kind of how much thought and care his character Lee-Juno has. The next character is Jung Myung-seok, who is the senior lawyer and Uyoung-woo's mentor. I think he is an amazing mentor and another fantastical character, because I mean, I think it's really hard to find a senior who is this understanding and even forgiving towards some of Uyoung-woo's acts, which are sometimes not in the firm's best interest or just kind of out of line. But of course she doesn't know that due to her own circumstances. So I think he's just I mean, in the beginning, he was not so keen on hiring her, but he very quickly actually came to terms with that and realized how much of a genius she is and how she would be of value to his team and the firm. So I think, yeah, he's just like a really, really nice unicorn of a senior, and definitely someone that I wish that I had in my life, or that I wish I would meet very quickly one day. But yes, I think Jung Myung-suk is an amazing character, and everyone was sad that he got sick at the end. But yeah, I mean, I hope in season 2 he does what's best for him and his wife, because he's just suffered so much in his 14 years at Hanbada that I just wish the best for him, honestly. Like, he's a fictional character, but I am rooting for him, and you know, he's already done so much good for Uyoung-woo and her colleagues that he just needs time to rest, and honestly a place that respects him and that treats him well. And next we have Choi Soo-yeon, who is basically Uyoung-woo's friend all the way back from law school, and you see them tackle this law firm together. And at first I thought she was going to be a kind of mean character, or at least in the gray area, but she is definitely not. She is spring sunshine and just an amazing, again, support system for Young-woo. She speaks up for Young-woo sometimes and helps her articulate ideas in front of new people, and she's just such a lovely character. I cannot even stress that enough. I love this character so much. And then next we have Kwon Min-woo, who becomes Choi Soo-yeon's love interest at the end. I'm so confused by that, but at the same time it kind of makes sense, so I don't know what these emotions I'm feeling are. But Kwon Mo-sul-soo, Kwon Min-woo, is definitely a questionable character in half of the series, but I think in the latter half he does get a redemption arc, and that's mostly from what he showed to Soo-yeon and then from Soo-yeon's indirect confessions to him. I think he himself wants to grow and become a nicer person, and of course being a nicer person involves a lot of effort, so he even goes to Tae-soo-mi and says that he won't force Young-woo to quit Hanbada. And yeah, so I guess he's kind of redeemed at the end, but I think he's just maybe a gray area character. Now that we're done talking about the characters, I do have to say that for the story, I was more hooked in the beginning. I don't know if it's because everything was new and being introduced to us, but I really like the cases in the first half of the drama because they kind of felt heavier and like there were actual consequences if they lost the case, and so we saw them win the cases, which were very satisfying. And I was kind of hoping the same for the rest of the series, but then it kind of took a turn and they started losing cases, which is not so commonly seen in dramas because, you know, we want that satisfaction that I was talking about. But I guess in this sort of drama, it shows that they can learn from failure and that they are growing a lot through failure. My favorite case might be the last one, actually, after all of that I said about the beginning, only because it really tapped into Uyoung-woo's family and how she even has a younger brother, and I think they kind of tied it up well at the end, so it just left a really nice impression on me. But yeah, that is basically it for this Extraordinary Attorney Woo nail art tutorial. I didn't talk much about the nails, but I do love this design that it came up with, and I think it's really cute and representative of all the elements of the drama. So if you haven't watched it, I recommend it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye everyone!